This presentation is intended to highlight the practical effects resulting from the difference in structural design between economic design artificial turf and the conventional design used by most other purveyors of artificial turf. A casual viewing of this conventionally designed turf can be deceiving. As demonstrated here, viewed from a distance as little as 8 feet, the surface looks attractive and appears dense. However, closer inspection, from directly above, exposes the flaws that must be addressed with a more enlightened design. We have chosen the leading competitor's top-of-the-line monofilament surface to demonstrate these differences, because it is this basic design which has been copied by other competitors and therefore is viewed as a design standard by both sellers and purchasers of artificial turf. In addition, because this is the only design prevalent in high-profile venues, such as major colleges and NFL fields, purchasers assume that the obvious flaws, some even discernible on TV, are simply the nature of the beast. This universally accepted design calls for the infill material, sand and rubber, or rubber only, to serve as the running surface. According to this leading competitor's website and literature, the primary purpose of the grass filaments is to hold this unbound infill in place. In other words, you run on the infill, not on the grass. We believe this universally accepted design is flawed when it is applied to an athletic surface. The primary design criteria of any artificial grass athletic surface should be to mimic natural grass as closely as possible, while providing long-term wear with low maintenance requirements. Economic design follows Mother Nature's approach. When you build a natural grass athletic field, you try to grow the grass as dense as possible in order to separate the athlete from the growing medium, the dirt. It is built this way because the dirt is unbound and subject to variables, and therefore unpredictable as a running surface. Natural grass as a running surface, on the other hand, will be predictable and uniform in performance, as long as you are able to keep its density consistent, and to keep athletes from having to run on the unbound and variable dirt. The economic design provides for an extremely dense grass matrix, which completely encapsulates the infill material and separates the athlete from the artificial dirt of the synthetic grass system, the infill. Only by this design can infill displacement and, therefore, variation of the running surface be prevented. In addition, because the athlete's foot is always reacting with the same surface, the constant and predictable replicated grass, the surface performance is always constant, uniform, predictable, and calculable. Therefore, this allows you to run on the grass, not on the infill. The product features mandated by economic design create additional benefits, which are not addressed by any other design concept. Have you ever seen a specification establishing test standards for climatic dimensional stability? As demonstrated here, such standards are necessary, even critical. Likewise, conventional designs almost always lack drainage criteria and test standards, which are appropriate, effective, and enforceable. Economic design is the first concept to address this critical engineering vacuum by providing appropriate and enforceable drainage standards. The preceding presentation demonstrates how and what to look for when inspecting an artificial turf, and should provide enough enlightenment to initiate a more informed, more in-depth investigation of your turf purchasing options.